Hey, welcome back, survivors. We appreciate you being here. Tonight, a little somber. We're going to be talking about the incident that just occurred here in Central Florida in Lake County, where we lost a deputy and two other were injured. So stick around. You're going to want to see this. All right. Thanks for coming back. So this last week here, we had an incident occur in Lake County, which is in Central Florida, whereas three deputies responded to a residence in reference to a disturbance call, from what I gather, and ends up being one of the officers is shot and killed, and two other officers are shot and injured, one of which is still in the hospital undergoing multiple surgeries. I think today I heard he's on his fifth surgery already from bullet wounds. I'm going to give the names because I want to get those out there right away. The name of the officer or the deputy that was shot and killed is Master Deputy Bradley Link. And the two other deputies that were injured are Master Deputy Sheriff Harold Howell, 41 years of age, and Deputy First Class Stefano Gargano, 28 years of age. So I cannot tell you what this means to the law enforcement community. Number one, to lose a brother. I have been to so many law enforcement funerals.
Too many.
That it's just, I was a member of the Honor Guard team, and then I was the commander of the Honor Guard team. So that was our job, was to go to all their funerals. And it is just terrible. My thoughts and prayers go out to the family members of all these officers, especially Deputy Links and the Lake County Sheriff's Office. But this was a screwed up, weird ass case, man.
When you first sent me this, I was like, okay, unfortunately, it's yet another situation of a domestic violence call.
Right.
And in my mind, it was officers showed up to a domestic violence and they are ambushed and killed. Then when they come, when the whole story comes out, I'm like, holy shit, this is just crazy.
I mean, this was some spooky, weird stuff. I'm going to let Camille talk just a little bit about a little bit of the particulars. We are not going to give these individuals names, these suspects' names, because we are not going to give them, the benefit of any fame or anything else. We are up, over 22,000 subscribers now, and I don't want people to know their name.
No.
All I want people to know is that we lost a good man.
So I was listening to the rundown by the
Sheriff.
Lake County Sheriff.
Yeah.
At 21:03 hours, Master Deputy Link, along with Master Deputy Howe, Sergeant Stevens, and Master Deputy Kessinger, attempt to enter the residence while making announcements. They enter through the rear door of the residence, which is closest to the driveway and appears to be used for ingress and egress. As they opened the door, it entered into a small laundry room, which led to an intersecting hallway that led left and right. Master Deputy Link, as he approached the threshold of the hallway, advised he was going left, indicating to Master Deputy Howe he should go right. As Master Deputy Link crossed the threshold into the hallway, his body-worn camera captures several frames of what appears to be a male in black sleeve shirt or body armor, positioned with a rifle on the arm of a couch, waiting to ambush deputies. Master Deputy Link does not see this, as he is focused on moving left and the camera's pointing straight. But as he's focused on moving left, as he indicated, and he enters the hallway with his back to the suspect, believed to be Michael Sopizio. Multiple gunshots were fired, likely rifle rounds, from the area that the suspect occupied, striking Master Deputy Link in the back, causing him to turn and fall. Master Deputy Link is struck multiple times and attempts to suppress the threat with gunfire. During this event, Master Deputy Howe is also struck in the wrist from a projectile that came from the area of where Michael Sapizio was positioned. Master Deputy Howe, Sergeant Stevens, and Master Deputy Kessinger were forced to retreat out of the residence. Master Deputy Link was immobilized, suffering multiple gunshot wounds, and he attempts to crawl on his back to cover, but was unsuccessful. Master Deputy Link had exhausted all rounds in his duty weapon. In hearing his ID being called over the radio, moves his hands in what appears to be an attempt to respond to the radio, but was unsuccessful. Master Deputy Link was shot at several more times, and it appeared that he was struck by additional rounds. Someone within the residence began shooting at deputies outside, which moved to cover and in turn returned fire. Master Deputy Howe was extracted from the scene and transported to the hospital. Additional resources were requested, as well as additional deputies. While waiting for additional law enforcement, deputies and supervisors on scene attempted to negotiate. They attempted to negotiate with the suspects to release Master Deputy Link, but the suspects refused. Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera continuously recorded audio and video from within the residence facing up towards the ceiling. At 21:24 hours, a female yells from within the residence as she racks a firearm and states, "My king will kill all of you. You are Lucifer's children." This was in response to deputies yelling for Master Deputy Link to crawl to them. That's what they responded back with as we were asking Link to crawl to us. The deputies now cannot see Master Deputy Link, and his location within the residence is unknown. At 21:26 hours, Master Deputy Gargano, Master Deputy Green, Corporal Palmer, and Master Deputy LeBrecq, all members of our SWAT team, arrive on scene and organize a plan to rescue Master Deputy Link. Master Deputy Gargano was lead in using a ballistic shield as cover while moving through the laundry room into the threshold of the hallway. He was using a ballistic shield as cover as he was moving through the laundry room. As he approached the threshold, a volley of gunfire erupted from within a residence towards those deputies, in addition to deputies outside as well. Master Deputy Gargano was shot through the wall multiple times by a high-caliber round, causing him to be incapacitated. Master Deputy Green, Corporal Palmer, and Master Deputy LeBrecq extracted Master Deputy Gargano, which had been shot multiple times to cover and were actively being engaged by the suspects from within the residence as they were doing this. Heroes. Master Deputy Gargano was extracted from the scene, transported to CFR Sanford as a trauma alert in critical condition. Later, as SWAT is getting into position, a female could be heard mentioning suicide. This was captured on Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera. The racking and reloading of firearms within the residence could be heard, captured by Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera. 23:02 hours, 2 gunshots could be heard in quick succession, with a third one a few moments later. Our SWAT rook began to make entry into the residence, removing a large portion of the residence wall in an area where Master Deputy Link was believed to be. SWAT operators make physical entry into the residence. They locate Master Deputy Link and they extract him. Master Deputy Link is transported to an awaiting medical helicopter, but while en route, the transport redirects to Waterman Hospital, where he is ultimately pronounced deceased. And as SWAT cleared the residence, they located 2 females sitting on the couch with what appeared to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head. These 2 females are identified as Cheyenne Sulpizio, 22 years of age, and Sylvana Sulpizio, 23 years of age. A male also located on the couch with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, but had a faint pulse. He was later identified as Michael Sulpizio. He was transported to ORMC as a trauma alert and critical condition.
And it started off as a disturbance. There was this lady who was at her neighbor's house, and she was causing a disturbance with the neighbors. And she was just talking wacko and talking just crazy shit. And the neighbors called law enforcement. And they said, hey, this lady's just out, crazy.
Yeah, big
and
time.
they get there, and she's just talking all this, just,
I am the Lord.
Well, yeah, there's a difference between being spiritual and being religious and believing in all that
And being a whack job.
Than being a whack job
Yeah.
and apocalyptic in nature and all that.
Right.
And that's what she was. She was just mentally ill. You could just
She was.
you could
She was.
tell that. And it started just escalating and escalating. And the officers ended up going to her house. She only lived, a few houses down
Yeah.
from where they first encountered her. And deputies went into the house. And when they, as soon as they go in, it's within moments.
It is.
They are ambushed by other members of the household.
Large caliber rifle fire. Yeah.
And Deputy Link is shot several times.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lost his life. And the other officers are able to retreat. They're also shot. They got SWAT team there.
And Link is still in the house.
Yeah.
They're basically holding him hostage in the house, injured, laying there dying.
Yeah. And a lot of this information was recovered when they recovered his body cam.
Right.
As a little side note, when I was listening to this, you know what? And maybe they're doing this already, but wouldn't it be a good thing if law enforcement or the agency could monitor the body cam? So in a situation like this, the officer
can now, a lot of them.
Okay, because I'm thinking that
Live.
would just be a logical step. The officer is inside. He's wounded. Okay, our SWAT team can watch what's going on or hear what's going on
Super
through
big
the
time.
body cam.
Yeah, it's super major, big time expense.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these smaller agencies just cannot afford it.
Right, of course.
But some of these major metropolitan agencies and stuff, they can tap right in. Supervisor can get on their cell phone and tap right into the whatever officer they want to look at and look at their body camera while they're on call.
Live.
And go live.
Yeah.
And go, oh shit, man, this is going south, and the officer can't radio. Go, and it has saved countless lives, both civilian and law enforcement.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I wish it was a standard feature, and I wish,
The
unfortunately,
price will come down as it gets more and more.
It will, especially with AI coming out and everything else. It will, but anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
but yeah,
I just want to know if that's actually a thing. So
it is a thing. Yes, it is.
A lot of stuff that we're telling you came back from when they ultimately downloaded the officer's body camera,
Right.
and the body camera was showing, and you could hear the people inside talking and loading weapons and all that kind of stuff. And
Screaming,
I'm
hollering, and
using
everything
my arms
else.
way too much. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And if you see me checking the screen, we had a little minor technical difficulty, and I'm just monitoring to make sure there is not another one. But what I gathered from the news conference and from what the sheriff said and everything is they basically lured these deputies to the house in order to kill them.
Right.
And there was threats made. There was statements made that, we're going to kill them all, and while they had this Deputy Link in the house, as I recall, and I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but it was something to the effect of oh yeah, he's in here and he's dying and we're going to kill him, come get him. They were trying to lure more cops in the door into the house.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I believe I'm right on
I don't
that,
quite
right?
remember that part of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard one of the sheriffs or prosecutor or something said that. That's what was being said on 911 or to the SWAT team members or whatever. Inevitably.
So let's talk about our sponsor real quick before we go into what SWAT team.
Yeah, and listen, guys. We've had some comments. Oh, now you're going to salute your beer moment and all that. Right after you talk about an officer getting killed. Look, we have sponsors to take care of. We have to get our beer moment in and take care of our sponsors. We're not doing it to salute that this officer is dead. We just have a obligation to our sponsors.
And our sponsor is a law enforcement officer, so
retired sergeant.
They
understands. But yeah, our beer moment. What do we have today?
So we have Founders All Day Vacay.
Oh man,
it's a session wheat ale. And I think
we like sessions,
right? Yeah, I think I love anything that's weedy. I'm going to give this like a 6.5. It's a good beer.
You don't think it is as good as that one on the last show, huh?
No,
okay,
just a little bit.
I do. In fact, sorry about that. Something fell behind the bar here. No, it was not whiskey. I'm going to give it a 8.
Okay, look at that.
I like it. I'm a big wheat.
Yeah.
Right? I really like it a lot. But listen. A beer moment is brought to you by our sponsors, and here's a word from them.
Mainstreet Realty is your power team for all your real estate needs. Contact us at 407-416-2295 when you are ready to make that move.
All right, thanks.
Speaking of our beer moment, we're going to take this time and we are going to salute our fallen brother in Lake County.
We are.
And because we have been at too many police funerals.
And after we do that, salute Deputy Link. We're going to give a couple of second moment of silence here. That was for you, Deputy Link, and all the other law enforcement officers that have lost their lives this year. We're up to 86.
86. So, yeah, 86. We salute all of you guys.
Yeah, that was to everybody that has lost their life. I was thinking about going to the service this Saturday.
Okay.
But unfortunately, some stuff came up, and I'm not going to be able to make it. But it's such a tragedy that this occurred. It didn't have to occur. I heard some lady on the news today, I guess it was a neighbor or somebody that knew the family. Oh, I know what it was. It was a stepmother. I guess she's no longer a stepmother, so obviously must have been divorced or whatever. Stepmother of the children. And she said that she had reported several times that there was abuse going on, that there was all kinds of shady shit going on in this house, and she claims that nothing was ever done. I find that hard to believe because let me tell you something. When the agency that takes care of child abuse gets a call, any kind of call,
yep,
people go out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they look into this shit. And obviously, when they went out there, they can't fabricate stuff.
Right.
If the abuse is not obvious or you can't see it, and there's food in the house and the kids are clothed and everything else, there's nothing they can do about it. They can't just say, "Yep, I think
they
I've got a
document what they
gut
saw."
feeling." Yeah, I mean, they got to go on what they're seeing and what the evidence shows. So I don't know how true that is, but she was saying that this woman who is now being charged with capital murder of a police officer and the attempted murder of the other 2 police officers had her appearance today. She pled not guilty. Okay.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker. But she was saying that that this lady is kind of beep boop, little whack. So
after the death of Deputy Link, the SWAT team goes into this house for a rescue and to take care of the bad guys here, and they find him dead inside. Self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
Yeah, they believe they killed themselves. Yeah.
And to me, I'm listening to this, I'm like, how do you have an entire family that are just effed in the head?
Yeah,
I understand maybe one person in the family's, that's crazy Bob there.
It's almost
but
like
an
cultish.
Entire it's like a you're right. That's
Mini cult.
Well
David
said.
Koresh.
A family cult.
And they had MREs. in there. They had all kinds of survival gear in there. They had multiple hundreds, or I don't even know how many rounds, but they said stockpiles of ammunitions and weapons and everything else. These people were planning to do something very bad.
But you know,
a
lot of people do that. A lot of people stockpile stuff,
I
but
agree.
they're not batshit crazy.
And they're not calling and coaxing law enforcement to come into the house.
Right.
And as soon as they walk in, open fire. You know, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. It makes me sick to my stomach when I heard this case. Of course, I started following it and everything else, and I just, you know, I still have the little nightmares and stuff about going to these funerals and going to these things, and it's just sickening, man. It really is. It makes me sick to my stomach. And I know all of you watching this, you know, if you had or have family in law enforcement, or you are in law enforcement, or the fire service, or any type of first responder, you know, you worry about your loved ones. And the worst thing you want to do is get that phone call, that knock on the door, that you've lost a family member because of this. I mean, it's really horrible. It hits home. It really bothers the shit out of me. As you can tell, I'm not laughing and joking like we always do. I'm not even gallows humor, you know, about stuff. It just bothers me. It really does.
And you know, if you study murder and homicide, there's reasons to commit murder. Anger, greed, lust, revenge, things like that.
Right.
But one thing that you see more and more frequently that's not on those is murdering somebody for the job that they do.
Right.
I'm going to kill this person because they are a police officer. You're like, what sense does that make? We need officers in this country, or we would have complete anarchy. We get a lot of comments, oh, cops shouldn't be doing this and doing that. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Defund the police, defund the police.
Yeah.
Okay, well, who are you going to call when there are no cops?
Yeah. And
hope
to
you got a lot of guns.
To murder somebody cold-blooded just because of the uniform they wear, just because of their job, their chosen profession. I'm going to murder you. It boggles the mind.
It really does.
If you guys have a reason that this might be happening, or anything else on this case, or any other,
shoot us a comment.
Yep, totally. Any officers that you want us to salute or look into cases, shoot us a comment down below. While you're there, like, subscribe, pass on to everybody else.
Yeah, because we do all of, you know, these are, a lot of our shows are about stuff like this, and about new laws that have come out, and, you know, some political stuff here and there. But if you like this type of content, go back down and look at a lot of our videos where we cover a lot of this stuff. I mean, we go into as much in depth as we can. You know, look, we don't have, you know, an unlimited budget here, so we're not traveling all over the country getting body cam videos from all these agencies and getting copies of reports and interviewing witnesses, and we don't have that kind of money or time.
If you want to hire us to do that, we'll do it.
Absolutely. This guy is an investigating fool right here.
Anyway, if you want anything from us, you want to sponsor the show, send us an email at retiredcopsrule.
At Gmail?
At Gmail. One thing I think we forgot was we do need to mention our sponsors. I don't think we mentioned them, did we?
Yeah, we did our sponsors, but we did want to mention give a shout out to the Warrior in Me charity. They are a nonprofit charity that takes care of cancer patients and gives them an adventure of a lifetime, kind of like Make-A-Wish on a smaller scale. Their link is down below. You can check out their website. And we also have a pay link down there where you can send in a donation to help out the Warrior in Me charity. Both individuals that run this are former law enforcement officers, and they are absolutely wonderful people, very close friends of ours. And but anyway, the pay link's down there. And remember, 50% of every penny that is donated to Warrior in Me through that pay link goes to that charity, directly to them, so they can help with these adventures. The rest helps with the beer moment, equipment, you know, upkeep, everything else. So we do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And I just ask one last thing, and then I'll turn it over to you for your last thoughts. Please take 2 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, and say a prayer for Deputy Link's family and the Lake County Sheriff's Office and these other 2 officers that are going through, or deputies, I'm sorry, that are going through this. The one deputy's still in critical condition after these surgeries. So please take a second and say a prayer. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I have. Always remember, at Surviving the Badge.
We still got your 6. Salute everyone.